Shalom Talmidim, Shemot Etzem Perek He, Nouns, Lesson 3, The Dual. The dual is a form that originally indicated that there were two of an object. So a singular was used when there was one object, the dual when there were exactly two, and the plural only when there were more than two. At an earlier stage in the Hebrew language, the dual was a productive category. Now, what do I mean by productive? That means that nearly any noun could have a dual ending added to it when there were two of it. By the time most of the Hebrew Bible was being written, however, only a few types of nouns could take dual endings. So let's look at these one by one. Beseder? Before we get to specific nouns, however, first I have to tell you what the form of the dual ending will look like. On a masculine noun, the dual ending will be ayim, that is patach, yod, hirek, and a mem. Aye, if you remember, is one of the two so-called diphthongs in Hebrew. Okay, so for instance, on the word yom, which means day, to make it a dual, first we trade the final mem for a medial mem, and then we add on the ending ayim. So yom becomes yomayim, 2 days. For feminine nouns, the dual ending is athayim, with kamatz tav, and then the patach yod hirek mem ending that we saw on the masculine forms. So you replace a final kamatz he, a, with an ending athayim. On the word shana, which means year, we remove the kamatz he and replace it with athayim. So shana, 1 year, becomes shanathayim. But we're not quite through with the form. Notice that we have 3 syllables here, sha-na-thayim, and the first syllable is 2 removed from the accent. It's propretonic with a kamatz. Now anytime you have a kamatz, 2 syllables before the accent, it will try to reduce to a shava. So actually the form is shnathayim, 2 years. So we have just seen examples of the first category, that is, some time expressions can occur in the dual. As we saw, yomayim means 2 days, and shanathayim means 2 years. Similarly, it makes sense that certain numbers would appear in the dual, like shnayim and shtayim, both meaning 2. Shnayim is masculine and shtayim is feminine, as well as mathayim, 200, and alpayim, 2,000. Also, body parts that come in pairs usually take a dual form instead of a plural form. So we have yadayim, hands, raglayim, feet, oznayim, ears, einayim, eyes, and apayim, nostrils. But notice, these don't mean 2 hands or 2 feet anymore. The meaning is just a plural. It could be 2 or it could be 100 hands that are being described by yadayim. And some of these also have alternative plural forms. But when you see a form like raglayim, even though it looks dual, remember that for words like this, it's the way that you make the plural. Also, certain place names have forms that look like they're dual. For instance, Mitzrayim ends with this ayim ending. Now, some people have suggested it's because there was Upper and Lower Egypt, the Nile Valley and the Nile Delta. So there were 2 Egypts. That's why it's Mitzrayim in the dual. Well, maybe. We don't know how it came about. But then we have the word Yerushalayim, which also has this ayim ending, and there's nothing dual or two about Jerusalem. So possibly even the word Mitzrayim for Egypt is just an ayim ending on a place name. And last, there are a few other words that, for whatever reason, appear to be in the dual, but don't function as if they are dual. So, for instance, mayim, which means water. It doesn't mean to water or waters, it's just water. The word is always mayim, which looks like it's dual, but it isn't. And shamayim, also very common, heavens, or the heaven, or sky. It looks dual, but there's nothing particularly dual about the concept of the sky. I mean, you can work hard and try to find some meaning, but it's not necessarily intended to be conveyed by the form of the word shamayim. It's just how the word for heaven or sky is written. So now we can summarize all of the forms of a noun. Using sus and susa, we have sus in the singular, masculine, with no ending. And then the dual, if you ever could have it, on sus would be susayim. But we won't ever find the dual susayim for two horses in biblical Hebrew. This is just an example to show you all of the forms together at once. So the singular sus, the dual masculine susayim, and the masculine plural susim. Similarly, the feminine singular is susa. The feminine dual, again, we won't actually see this form on the word sus, is susathayim, and the feminine plural susot.